What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the mutant, Nick Walker, posting his trademark most muscular shot with his new coach. So Nick Walker is 5'7" on a good day and he's weighing in the 290 plus pounds at the moment in his most recent update. Now that isn't his career's heaviest because the thing is Nick Walker doesn't need any more size. He has plenty already. But I have got to say he's stuck in a very hard place. Because the judges and the whole bodybuilding community for that matter, they want to see his quads improve, especially from the front. They all want him to have a better quad sweep. But with that, they want his waistline to shrink down a bit. Now the last time Nick Walker stepped on stage with a really tapered down waistline, that was at the Arnold last year. And him trying to fix his shape and trying to be more aesthetic, that resulted in him melting his quad sweep altogether. Now that was also the show where he got beat by Samson Dauda for the very first time in his career. So the competition that Nick Walker is going to be going up against next year, that has gotten so much better, especially with the introduction of guys like Martin-Fitzwater, Andrew Jack getting better and better, and not to mention Hunter Albrada bringing his all-time best. And as per Nick Walker's own words, that he never left, in the recent caption, that will only carry some weight when he beats a bunch of great bodybuilders. For instance, a guy like Martin-Fitzwater at this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. Now, I have got to say with the way things are looking at the moment, Nick's fate is heavily dependent on some of these structurally superior bodybuilders and how all of these guys show up. Now the question right now is that, can he beat a guy like Andrew Jack? I think of course he can, but only if Andrew shows up like the Olympia this year, where he was kinda off. Now there's a big question mark on Nick Walker for this upcoming year, where it can of course be the biggest comeback in 2025, or he can also be the biggest disappointment. Next up we have an update from none other than 2023 Miss Olympia champion, Derek Lunsford. More improvements incoming in the chest area, because the former Miss Olympia, he is already back on the plan. And now that the NPC News Online, they have officially released the complete footage of the prejudging of this past Miss Olympia, you have got to wonder what happened to Derek's quads, especially in those final couple of weeks. Was it too much cardio or too much dieting? That just made him lose volume, especially on his quads, and his legs shrunk to that extent, because I believe that is the sole reason Derek wasn't as competitive as he was the previous year, or as he was in 2022, and his quads looked just fine, just a couple of weeks out of this year's Miss Olympia. So his former coach Hani Wembot also revealed that Derek, after winning the Olympia, certainly leveled up his training intensity, and he trained way harder because he saw what Hadi Chopin was capable of, especially at the Arnold this year, and we saw him train very hard and very heavy all year round. So that is a proof right there that even if you are such a gifted bodybuilder like Derek Lunsford, and even if you put your 100% effort in, things sometimes just do not go your way. But for the people who are already counting him out, just like they did with Jay Cutler, I have got to say that is a huge mistake. He is still so young, and he is completely injury-free, and I 100% believe he is gonna make those improvements in his quads, just like the way he did for his chest and his shoulders this year. And if Derek brings up his quads, he will still have one of the best experience in the men's quad class, and he will still be an Olympia title contender. But do let me know what you guys think. So the way Martin was able to change his career trajectory in just 1 year, that is simply amazing. So this year his application to compete at the Arnold, Ohio, that wasn't accepted. And now they would be hoping that somehow Martin makes this decision and jumps into this upcoming Arnold and make it even more exciting. Now Martin has committed to doing FIBO Germany. That is going to be scheduled 4 weeks after this year's Arnold. So he might make a run for the big one as well. But it is totally understandable why he would skip this upcoming Arnold. So there is a high likelihood that Martin is gonna win FIBO. But even he himself admitted that Samson Dauda's frame, that allows him to have more muscle. And he is just way more aesthetic and way more eye-pleasing for a guy who weighs 300 pounds. So Martin certainly isn't gonna be the favorite to win this upcoming Arnold. And I do not think him beating Andrew Jack at this past Miss Olympia, that was a done deal for the future as well. Even the head judge of Miss Olympia, Steve Weinberger, said that Samson Dauda and Andrew Jack, they have the most potential out of all of these top guys. So that was Steve speaking in a scenario where all of these guys, they bring their 100%. You look at some of these recent updates from Martin, and as a fan, you wish to see him compete at this upcoming Arnold. And who knows, if his coach Stefan gives him the green light, after looking at his blood work, Martin might jump in, because all of us know that he loves competing and getting up on that stage. But as of right now, the chances of that happening, they are looking kind of slim. Next up is the update from James Hollingshead, a name that all of you guys will see tomorrow on the Arnold Ohio list. So James Hollingshead was one of the first guys who committed to doing this upcoming Arnold. And as a top 5 finisher from this year, there is every reason to believe that his name is gonna be on that list and his application will be accepted. So this is gonna be a very exciting year for James as well, as he is gonna be making a comeback to the stage after 1 year. So the Arnold tour this year, Ohio and UK, those were his last shows, and truly some of his best on the stage appearances. But this time there is a mastermind in his corner, and that is his coach, Stefan, who has been guiding him throughout the offseason, and this will be their first opportunity to present a new and an improved physique on the stage. So all these other guys, including James, they need to have a plan B, because if 2 of the top 5 Olympians, they are doing this show, then you are just not gonna win it. And they need to plan a later show accordingly, because the end goal, that is to qualify for the Olympia. That is to step back on the Olympia stage. So the last time James qualified for the Olympia, that was back in 2022, where we saw one of the deepest Olympia lineups ever. And the lineup for this upcoming Miss Olympia, I believe that is gonna be even better. So with no Urs, Ramon or Terence doing this upcoming Arnold, the one name that I expect to see in that classic list, that is Matt Gregos. So he has every reason to do this upcoming Arnold, because placing top 10 out of a total of 60 guys at the Olympia this year, that was amazing results for him, and he just won't have a better chance at the Arnold title than this one. So the growth of Matt over this past 1 year, that has been simply mind-blowing. Another reason for him to do this upcoming Arnold is that I do not think he can afford to have a very long off-season, because he has been one of the fastest growing guys in the entire classic physique division. And if he continues to grow at this pace, there will be just no option for him then switch over to the men's open bodybuilding. So Chris Aceto brought him in a spectacular condition for this past Miss Olympia. And Matt has some crazy shots, like the front lat spread. His squats are just unbelievable. And you have got to agree that he isn't quote-unquote the most classic looking guy in this division, but he has great muscularity, plus the height. So he is of course gonna be a formidable force at this upcoming Arnold. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.